Hey guys, it's your girl Victoria back to you with another review of Love and Hip Hop Season 4, Episode 17, called Throw That Thing. In honoration of Sukihana's song, I am assuming the title of the song is called Throw That Thing. So speaking of Sukihana, we start off with her. She's rehearsing with her backup dancers, got Kill Bill there for support, dancing there too with them as they're practicing and rehearsing. We got her manager, Jay Kelly. He's there. So they're performing because they got added on to the tour, the Kings of Hip Hop tour. So this is her first stadium show, so she's excited but nervous at the same time. And it seems like the rehearsal goes well for the most part. K Bill letting us know him and Sukihana, they're in a better space. So they're just all pumped for this show that they got in Jacksonville coming up. Moving on to Nori. Him and his sons are still in New York, and now they're having a barbecue at his mom's house. They sit down and talk. The mom is talking about Nori growing up as a kid and saying he was an introvert, and she said something else. Okay, I didn't write down, I'm sorry, I didn't write down the notes. You know, I know some people like me to be detailed, but I didn't write down all the notes. But pretty much just speaking about him growing up. And obviously he got locked up when he was 14. And he did make mention that, you know, now that he's older, he realized he put his mom through a lot. You know, obviously now she making jokes about it and stuff, but he did realize like, yeah, man, I really put my mom through it. And that's all I can hope for is that when you get older, you realize, dang, man, why I do that to my mama? Or why I do that to my daddy? And you know what? Sometimes that happens to you. When you have kids, they're gonna show you exactly, maybe even worse, what you done did to your parents. And I'm not gonna say it's karma, but at the same time, I mean, well, you brought it to yourself. We move on to Ray J. So he's at the beach with his kids, Melody and Epic, and Ray just looking stressed. Now, initially, I thought he was just gonna be stressed because you know, he realizes it's not easy taking care of kids and it's not just a walk in the park type of the situation, but it ain't even because of that. Because not only his issue he got going on with Princess, but now this whole second sex tape with KKW, probably now KK, because he calls her KK. Him and that whole sex scandal, second tape is like all out there in the blogs because Wack 100 made a joke because Ray J saying it's not true. So he just talked about it, I guess, with Wack 100. So when Wack 100 was on his platform or whatever, he made mention of the sex tape, a second sex tape. So now everybody's running with it. Ray J's on FaceTime with his manager, and they make mention of the Kardashian show. And Ray was like, oh, how are they going to be talking about it on their show when I have the bigger platform? So you can't think you're going to talk about it on your platform and I'm not going to talk about it on my show when my show is bigger and more known. Ray J, it may be bigger and more known in the depending on the community, but I'm pretty sure most people, unfortunately, you know, Ray J, I think more people know about her show than this show. You know, this people don't even really be watching this show like that. I mean, I still watch it because I like it. You know, it's a guilty pleasure of mine, so I'm gonna watch it and continue to watch it. But people love that damn show. You know, I tried giving it a shot. You know, I tried watching the Kardashians, giving it a shot, but you know, they just be dry. So I can't really, you know, F with that show too much. I think after giving it maybe one or two episodes tops years ago, I was like, yeah, this is not for me. I even tried giving it a shot again last year. And I was like, yeah, this is not for me. So now they're on Hulu and all that stuff. So that's, you know, good for them. But I think, me personally, I feel like the Kardashian show is more known and more out there and doing well, more well than Love and Hip Hop. Unless he's talking about another show that I don't know of. But sure, Ray J, if yes, let's go with what you let's go with what you said. So in the midst of all that, because Ray J's upset that his businesses, could potentially be effed with. Princess is coming, shows up. She's still upset about Ray J trying to paint her as a bad mom, paint her character wrong because she's talking to another guy, even though he be effing all these girls, all these, hoes and strippers and prostitutes. But, let Ray J tell it they don't count. So he obviously lets her know about all the things going on with the allegations because she asks, because obviously it's all over the blogs. And Princess feels bad for Ray. She feels upset for Ray and tells him he needs to go talk to Nori. Because first, Ray made mention he didn't want to talk to Kanye because what's the reason? Oh, because he didn't want Kanye to put that conversation he had with Kanye on the phone on their show. So he's like, he's not even trying to do any of that. So that's why Princess made mention, talk to Nori. Maybe he could talk to Kanye. Listen, you could go around it if you want to, Ray, but honestly, if this is the person you have a problem with, you probably should talk to Kanye. And of course, if you don't want to talk with him over the phone for fear that he may put your conversation on their show, then you should be like, can we have a one-on-one, no cameras, no TV show, no, none of that. And I mean, I don't know if Kanye would say yes, but maybe you guys should have that conversation to see if it goes somewhere. Kanye, from what we see in the social media, I don't know how he is personally. Kanye crazy. Okay, so I don't know how far Ray J's gonna get with that, but Ray J over the phone or going to Nori to go to Kanye, just try to speak to Kanye directly. Okay, let's just get it situated, because at this point, why we going backwards? We should be moving forward. So at the end of the day, Ray J saying his family, his world, and reputation is falling apart, and he gotta fix it. All right, Ray J, well, you go fix it, because we're gonna move on the flow. So she has a meeting with her management team, Lucas and Betty, and pretty much she says she doesn't like their lack of management skills. She tried to give them a job, but it's looking like it's not working out. So she's discussing that with them. Of course, they're getting defensive and saying, are you're judging our character, all this stuff. She's like, well, yes, I need to, because you guys are not helping me go to the next level. You guys should be helping me and take me to where I need to go. And she don't say it as calmly as I did. She kind of yelled it and all that stuff. I didn't think all that was necessary. But at the same time, Flo, you're the artist. So if you don't feel like your management is doing anything for you, get rid of them. We don't have to have a argument or shouting battle. I mean, they didn't really shout. They were just more so on the defensive side. I mean, I could understand them being on the defensive side if they feel like they're doing all they can. But for a manager, I'm going to have to go with Flo on this one. As a manager, seeing different managers, watching Love and Hip Hop for I don't know how damn long, and even watching biopics of successful artists, how it was beginning and to where they are now, the managers be doing every and anything they can do for their artist to make sure their artist is always seen, make sure their artist is always out there, make sure their artist is always staying relevant, make sure that their artist is like the momentum is never dying. So as a manager with the whole situation with Flo, they could have been more on top of it. So obviously we'll get to that when she talks with Dawn in a couple scenes later. But I'm just saying, I'm going to have to go with Flo on this one. And Flo, listen, if that's how you feel, get rid of them. Because there's no point wasting your time trying to give them a second chance after the second chance, third chance, fourth chance. If you feel like they did wrong, you need to get rid of them. But at the same time, Flo, you need to look at all parts. Because at the end of the day, your man went on the stage and tried to grab the mic. Now, granted, Lucas was nowhere to be found. You were right about that. And they could have done more to talk with the person to try to be like, she needs to go on stage because you guys said 9:30 she need to be here, and we're here. There's no reason why she shouldn't be called. Like, y'all just kept standing there and letting them call another person. So, like I said, I'm going to have to go with Flo on this one. But Flo, I mean, you didn't really need to yell at them like that. But, I mean, I know this is a TV show. We're going to do dramatics for it. But I'm just with Flo. That's all I'm saying. We move on to Suki and her team. They're driving to Jacksonville. Suki's getting nervous on the bus because they still don't got their choreography down packed. And, this is like a really big show. So she's getting the nerves and all that stuff. And so she was like, we need to pull over and practice. Jay Kelly, he's like, no, 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 no. We're on track to get there on time and we don't need any of that. So Suki, you know how she is. She's like, no, this is my show. So we're gonna pull over. They pull over at a Shell's gas station. Sure enough, they get out and they practice. You got a few people that just like watching and taking videos and whatnot. I don't know if they did that for show, but they rehearsed, they practiced, and I guess after that little rehearsal, Suki did feel a little bit better. So Jay Kelly was just like, all right, everybody get back on the bus. Like, come on, we gotta go. So we move on to Ray. He meets up with Nori and Neri at Neri's juice bar. And I guess Neri closed it up so they can have their private conversation, even though they went outside anyway. Okay. But they talk about the whole everything going on with Wack 100 and the allegations about the second tape. And Nori's just like, he's heard about the blogs and sometimes he watches the Kardashians too. I'm like, do you really? Or are you just putting that out there just to mingle with the people or something? Do you really? Does Neri watch it and make you watch it too? I mean, if you do watch it because you want to, Nori, I mean, that's interesting, fun fact of the day, I guess, but okay. But Nori tells Ray J, okay, you should talk to Kanye. So Ray J, we don't even see him from what the producers show us, that he even asked Nori, can he talk to Kanye? Because Nori was just told him straight out flat, you need to talk to Kanye, have a conversation with Kanye about it. So Ray J doesn't respond. He doesn't say yes or no, but he's kind of just like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Ray J always stressed. We move on to Flo. She in the studio with Dawn to talk. Of course, we know Dawn from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, but here she says she's managed Trick Daddy, she's managed Young Jeezy, she's managed Gucci Mane. So she got, quite a bit of a roster. So I guess now she's interviewing Flo as a potential person that she can manage. When, usually you would think Flo, since she's the artist, will be interviewing Dawn. But I guess since Dawn has, high caliber, she's going to be the one interviewing Flo to see how can she work this girl to be better than what she is now. So, of course, Dawn is asking her questions about Flo's life and where she wants to go and getting up to where she is now, I guess, so to speak, right? So, of course, Flo is answering all the questions and Dawn's just taking it in and just, thinking to herself about everything going on. And pretty much she wants to know where she wants to go for the next step. And after Flo lets her know that as well, Dawn's just like, all right, okay, I got all you saying, all right. So for me, the first thing I would tell you to do, you need to get rid of your husband. Flo looking at her like shocked and flabbergasted. She's like, what? Like, no, that's my ride or die. He's been there for me since day one. Like, we have where we actually put out a song together a couple months ago. He's a rapper, da da da. So then that's when Dawn gets into the questioning about how that whole incident in Orlando went. So of course Flo tells her, and Dawn was just like, yeah, no. See, that's unacceptable, because here's the thing, Marlon just wants to be better than you. He wants to be the one that all the lights are shining on, so he just wants to be more higher than you on caliber, I guess. She didn't say word for word, guys, okay? I paraphrase, because okay, whatever. She's just like, he's just trying to be better than you, so you just need to focus on you. You need to be selfish. So Flo's just like, but no, like, We're a team. We're together. We're the Haitian Beyonce and Jay-Z. And I get so effing tired of them two saying that. So if Shashi, whatever her name is, her arch nemesis rival, as Flo says, she could be like, that's the thing she should be getting mad at. Not the fact that Flo says she's the queen of compa. Okay, you should really be mad at her and Marlon both keep saying, oh, they're the Haitian Beyonce and Jay-Z. No, you're not. You're not. Okay? How many times I have to tell y'all, you guys are not on that caliber to call yourselves the Beyonce and Jay-Z of the Haitian community. No, you're not. Stop it. Stop it. If you want to call yourself the queen of compa, whatever. If Marlon wants to call himself the king of compa, whatever. I mean, I'm gonna disagree, but if that's whatever. But why y'all bringing Beyonce and Jay-Z into this? They have nothing to do with this conversation. Absolutely, they have nothing to do with this conversation. Leave them out don't compare, because you ain't no Beyonce. Marlon damn sure ain't no Jay-Z. And not even in the Haitian community. Okay? Please leave Beyonce, see, I was saying Beyonce and Jay-Z out of this. I mean, if that's what you want to destine to be one day, fine. But you're not even there. Because if you were, you would be headlining at the Spring Break Festival in Orlando last episode. I'm just saying. So Don's just like, she don't need Marlon, okay? Because Flo also tried to say, the fans love them. And she's like, did they not love you before Marlon? She's like, yes. Okay, so you don't need him. So if the fans loved you before, they'll love you after Marlon too. So I guess Flo got to decide if she's willing to get rid of Marlon and just be her. So we move on to Jacksonville. Everybody gets to Jacksonville. Trina gets to Jacksonville. Her dressing room looks nice. They got a whole watermelon carved out with Trina on it and all that stuff. Then we get to Suki and her team. They get there, and it's just a room. Not even like a room. It's like just a section with drapes and some seating and a table, an empty table. No fruit, no liquor, no nothing. So Suki's already feeling a little bit, some type of way, like, wow, they just, we got a janitor's closet. And I'm like, Suki, you didn't even get a closet. You didn't even get a room. You got open space with some drapes to section off this little corner. That's literally all it is. So, yes, I do kind of agree, like, dang, they just put some chairs and said, here you go. So, yes, I do understand feeling some type of way, Suki. But then she can't even get her thoughts together because you got one of her background dancers, Lex, outside of that circled, cornered off area, going off for God only knows what, going crazy and be like, nah, I'm not doing this. Jay Kelly went out to go check on her. He don't even understand what's going on. He trying to ask her, like, what you upset for? Why you crying? Why you doing this? She just going crazy. Nobody know what she's trying to say. Producers, they didn't even get subtitles of what she's trying to say, because usually the producers will be able to put subtitles of what's going on. They couldn't even do that. So nobody knows what the hell she's saying, what she's talking about, but she gonna walk off. Jay Kelly go to Suki and he's like, well, she done left. Suki's like, no, she can't leave because I need that background dancer. Jay Kelly like, well, she left, but he going to handle it. So of course, Suki freaking out. It goes to commercial for dramatic effect. Comes back from commercial for dramatic effect. K-Bill talking about, he could be out there with her and doing the dancing, being one of the background dancers. He trying to dance. And Suki looking at him like, Bill, go sit down somewhere. Listen, he just trying to be the comedic relief for this stressful situation for you. So, listen, Bill, kudos to you, because I know you're just trying to be the comedic relief, but obviously that might just make Suki more upset. So, just sit down, just chillax and all that stuff. So, after that, we get to Trina they going crazy on Suki's side. We get to Trina. They all chilling. They already dressed up. They ready to go, and they just all smiles and stuff. And CJ, one of the managers, is just like, I think his name is CJ. He's just like, you guys ready to go? They're ready. Trina walks out. And was her nipple popping out in her outfit? Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I rewinded like 2 times because I was just like, is that little thing? Is it blurred out to show her? Because is her nipple showing and it's kind of blurred out? Listen, I just wanted to, I rewinded twice. Listen, ain't no shame in my game. I rewinded it twice and I looked and I'm like, I think that's a nipple. Interesting. And she goes on stage, she performs. Her outfit look cute, just ass all over the place. And of course, we don't get the front view, we just get the back view. So all we see is ass. Okay. Like, let's be honest. I don't got no problem complimenting a woman on looking good. And Trina looked good. Trina, you look good. Ass looking plump and nice. You look good. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna say on that. Back to Suki and the train wreck that's going on over there. So Lex comes back. I guess she went to go take a chill pill, a breather. She probably had to go smoke her not even a joint, because a lot of people just be doing the pins nowadays. So she probably went outside and took a couple of hits of her weed pen or whatever, and she probably got calm, cool, collected, and serene again. And it's like, I can do this. So she goes back in, goes talk to Suki, apologizes, and they hug it out. Suki was like, I get it, you sensitive, I'm sensitive, but we just gotta go do the thing. Suki be talking about minutes sometimes. So they hug it out. It's all good. And in the confessional, Suki was like, she understands, but it's not about Lex. It's not about you, bitch. It's about me. We know, Suki. We know. That's why she came and apologized, to do this for you in a TV show. So after that, it goes to the next scene. We're going to get back to Suki later on. Ray J, he driving. And he's like, oh, hold on, bro. I gotta pull over. So he go to the cliff of something. I'm like, oh, we doing this like the movies. Oh, okay. So he goes to some type of cliff and talks to Wack 100 on the FaceTime. And Ray J lets him know, like, he didn't like what Wack done said. But, Wack takes accountability for not a damn thing. So Wack was just like, Ray J was the one that effed it up. And the shit is bigger than him at this point. So what Ray needs to do is just put it out all on the table and speak his truth. And Wack is going to speak his truth too. Wack, what truth do you have to speak? This ain't about you at this point. I mean, it is, but it's not. Okay, Wack, sure. Ray J don't even answer because we're going to go right back to Suki. But I'm just like, Ray, what's the point of this conversation? You don't need to be talking. We need to be talking to Kanye at this point. I guess talk to Wack because he's the one who put it out there to begin with. But at this point, it's already out there. So now it turned into this whole big debacle and mess, right? So at this point, Wack is useless to talk to. Talk to Kanye. Moving on, we get to Suki. Her and her team rehearse again. And I guess Suki's getting a little bit more relaxed and ready to go. So after their little rehearsal, Suki's talking to Jay Kelly, and she's like, she needs to wash her ass before she goes on stage. But I don't think she even washes her ass before she goes on stage. Maybe she was able to do a little toilet, get a little cloth and, do her arms and the sweaty parts, but she still had the same clothes on. So I don't know how that worked out, but I don't think she showered though. She probably did a little toilet, you know what I'm saying? But whatever. So they get ready. They be so dramatic. They get ready. They are walking to the stage. They get on the stage. Goes to commercial for dramatic effect. Comes back from commercial for dramatic effect. And they perform. For the most part, it looks like it goes well for me. To me, it looked like it went well. And K. Bill said he's just so proud of her. that she out there doing that MF. Okay, she doing that mother, So he proud of her, and they finished performing. She was smiling when she got off the stage, but I guess for Suki, she felt like it could have went better because she forgot some of the choreography and forgot some of the words. But Jay Kelly, as her manager, is just like, no, it went well. You did good, and there's nothing to be, you just got to keep moving, keep pushing forward. So of course, she goes to Trina and talks to her. Trina gives her advice and is like, that's why you just keep doing show after show. And it will get better, Suki. I believe you can get better. You were nervous. There was a lot going on, understandably so. But Suki, listen, the thing is, the trick always is, even if you mess up, you act like you don't mess up. You keep moving forward. You know how many people messed up and still move forward? Look at Beyonce. Since Flo and Marlon want to bring Beyonce and Jay-Z up so damn much. Okay, she be messing up. People be falling down the stairs and stuff in their performance. You seen Chris Brown a couple weeks ago. He done kind of stumbled back, but then did a little jump back up like he ain't missed a step. Okay, it's all about how to recover from your mishaps. Okay, Suki, you'll be fine. Okay, you're take Trina's advice. Trina been in the game long enough, so if anything, let her be your mentor. Okay, you guys are on the same damn show. And last thing, Suki says she need a shot. She need another shot. Suki, take another shot. Okay, just be happy this is done and over with, and now you know what you need to work on before your next performance. If you were to be called back on this tour, what's this thing called? King of Hip Hop tour. So that's where the episode ends. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. And please comment. I always have to think about what I want to talk about. We'll talk about Flo and Marlon again, because next episode is going to be all about them at this point. So, yeah, you let me know. Do you think Dawn will be a great candidate to be Flo's new manager? Maybe that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow for Married at First Sight. Bye.